How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name's Jack and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa, taking place on Monday night at the City Ground. Massive game this one. I mean, it's been a massive week in the life of Nottingham Forest, really. Giving Steve Cooper a new contract, I think it's absolutely fantastic business. I'm over the moon with it, really. I think it's huge for us because I think Steve Cooper, maybe things haven't gone the way he wanted to at the start of this season, but I think the fact that we've now shown our backing. He's got the backing of the owners to sort of have a go at putting this right. I think that's huge because we need someone, sort of a bit of a constant at the club, someone who's a bit of a rock, really. And I think Steve Cooper is perfect to play that role. With the fact that we've had so many new players come in the in the summer transfer window, we've almost had a new squad. Unfortunately, it was kind of forced upon us to do so, but we've got almost a new squad, and we don't want something else changing in terms of the manager. You want someone like Steve Cooper who's been here in the good times. He pulls out of a mess similar to this in the Championship. So, why not give him a go? Why not back him and show, we've had to change a lot with the squad, but we're sticking with you. We're sticking with you. You're going to be the manager that's going to bring us forward, and we believe that you can do that. I think, mind that, sorry, my moustache is getting a bit of a mess. But anyway, I digress. I think, it's really important that we've put that pledge in there to say, look, Cooper, you're the man we want. You're the one that we think can do this job. You're the one that we think is going to be able to really push us forward and to help us get out of this mess. And I think that's huge. Like I say, so much has changed of late in terms of the players, in terms of the squad, in terms of the division. That I think to give him that vote of confidence, pretty much, and say, look, we're going to back you, go and do the job. I think that's huge because it puts a bit more certainty into the minds of the players, not there thinking, we're going to get a new manager, this, that and the other. Hopefully now they can think, right, this is the manager that's been backed. We're going to have to do everything that we can to try and keep my position in this team or to force my place into this squad, into start 11 by putting in the performances. He's the man we've got to impress. Instead of thinking maybe there's another manager coming along, so we'll impress that man. We've got to impress Steve Cooper now, and hopefully he can start by a win on Monday night. It's going to be a massive game. I hope the City Ground's going to be absolutely rocking for this one. There was talks on Twitter of getting the City Ground absolutely rocking to try and prove to the owners that we want him to stay. Now he's got that contract, which I think has been a big part of the fans really on social media, really driving the fact that they want Cooper in, they want him to stay in. And I think, fair play to every single fan that made their voice heard online. But I think, the City Ground should still be absolutely bouncing. There should be a roaring atmosphere when he comes out that tunnel. There was a moment when Stuart Pearce was appointed Forest manager, and I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Blackpool at home. I'm not sure entirely who he played, but he came out of the tunnel, and obviously Stuart Pearce, massive legend of the club as a player, he was appointed as manager, came out of the tunnel in his first game of the season at the City Ground, and the noise was just incredible. We need it to be something like that, to really show that we're behind him, really show that he's got our backing and that we really want him to stay at this club and really do the best that he can for us, which I know he's so driven to do so. But yeah, the atmosphere needs to be absolutely electric for this one. In terms of the football then, obviously, you go off the back of the Leicester game and we, that was not good at all. And there's been a lot of unacceptable performances and a lot of things in the past that, past couple of games that you just can't accept. You can't allow it to happen again. And we really need to make sure we're putting in that work on the training pitch. We're really driving ourselves to be a better version of ourselves as we can. Really trying to make sure that we go out there and we put things right. We don't leave any stone unturned in terms of preparation, which I know Steve Cooper makes sure doesn't happen. But each player needs to give 110%. We can't be carrying any passengers in situations like this. Maybe there's been one or two in the last couple of games, but it's a big game, and we really need to get all 3 points in this one. I think it's a perfect time to bring positivity off the pitch, then bring positivity on the pitch with a win against an Aston Villa side who, they had a mixed start. You see their squad, they probably and maybe should be doing a lot better. They haven't for whatever reason, whether that's down to Steven Gerrard, whether that's down to the players, whether it's down to a couple of things that we're unaware of as fans. But I think, we've got to go out there and we've got to really give it to Aston Villa. We need to make sure that the atmosphere, every time something happens, we need to be on top of them. We need to be making it an awful atmosphere for them to be in, and such an atmosphere that the Forest players can just get a real sort of boost from it, like an absolute, like they feel like they're being backed in this war, which I think is really important that we need to do. In terms of the lineup, obviously Stephen Cooper loves that back five, and it works so well for him in the Championship. So why change it? I don't know. I like obviously that Cooper has a set style and he has a way of playing that you can kind of know he's going to do, but I don't know, I just think that maybe it might be time to change, maybe try and pack the midfield a bit more and go with 4 at the back. I think he'll probably still stick with the 5, but, it could be a case of maybe giving it a little bit of a switch up. I don't know whether maybe having one midfielder so he's sat in front of the defence, and then when the play sort of goes forward, that defensive midfielder maybe drops into the 3 and creates that way. I don't know, but I think, if I'm going to pick the lineup for me, and I'm going to stick with Cooper's back 5 because I don't see him changing that anytime soon. I think in goal you got to go with Henderson. Right wing back Serge Aurier. Nothing against Neko. I think he's a really good player, but he's still got a lot to learn, a lot to develop. And I think Serge Aurier, from what I've heard, it looked really looked really good. I think, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the Leicester game because I was in a meeting at the time, and then I had it recorded to watch it when I got home with my dad. But unfortunately, fortunately, I got told the score, and my dad was like, "Yeah, we're not watching that, mate." And I didn't watch it, but from what I heard, Aurier looked good. I think, why not give him a go? He's an experienced player. Okay, at Tottenham, maybe he didn't have the best of times all the time, but he's not a bad Serge Aurier, and give him a go. Put him in there, right wing back. Left wing back, I think you go with Harry Toffolo. Brennan Loddy's not been the player that we thought, we were getting. Toffolo's not put too much wrong, really. Too many feet wrong. I think you give him a go. The 3 at the back then, for me, if Niakate's fit, he looked like he was in training, play him. And then I'd probably go with Worrell on the right and McKenna on the left. I think that's probably our best back 3. The midfield 3, I'm going to go with midfield 3. I'm going to go with Mangala if he's fit. O'Brien has to start. And then Gibbs-White in behind. For me, Surridge. Do I go with Surridge? Yeah, Surridge and Dennis. I think you drop Johnson, you drop Awoniyi. I love Johnson, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not too confident in him at the minute. I think in the Premier League, maybe he has to play on the wing as opposed to up front. So if you want to go with maybe 2 in the middle and then a front 3 of like Johnson, Dennis on the left, and then Surridge in the middle, or Awoniyi, then do that. But I'm just not too confident on him as a striker really in this division. And then I'll drop Awoniyi for Surridge, just because I think Surridge has that natural finishing ability. That I saw the highlights of the Leicester game, and 1 or 2 of the chances that one he should have scored, Surridge definitely would have. So I think you've got to really give Surridge a go. I know that in the Championship he was so good, and he's not really ever been tested in the Premier League. Give him a go, man. You're not going to ever get that experience without being played there. And what's the worst that can happen? Okay, he misses a couple of chances. But I've just got a feeling with the way that he played last season and how clinical he was, that he could do that again. He really, really could. And, I really think that just give him a go and he might be able to find that back of the net that we've been longing to do, because we've had so many chances where we've should have scored maybe against Tottenham or whatever. I think Surridge gets a couple of goals, and give him a go. I really do think we should give him a go. So in terms of the lineup, in terms of the score line for me, I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest 2, Aston Villa 1, and hopefully we can break this duck or this run of poor results and get 3 points, because it'll be absolutely massive if we can. In terms of goal scorers, like I say, I'm not really that bothered, but I'm going to go with Sam Surridge and I'm going to go with Morgan Gibbs-White, and hopefully we can get all 3 points. So if you did enjoy, smash a like button, subscribe if you are new around here. Sorry if I do look a bit of a mess and I'm sniffly or white. I've got a bit of a cold at the minute, and hopefully I'll be better soon. But anyway, Smash the like button if you did enjoy this video. Let us know down below what you think is going to happen in the game. Subscribe if you are new around here. And please, come on, you Reds.